Always hear about the greatest basketball player that ever lived. I agree with most when they say that it's Michael Jordan. In every facet that we go to, there is the greatest of all time. One who cannot naturally do what anyone else has done nor can do. There will be similences, but not the greatest of all time. To name a few, Muhammad Ali, Bruce Lee, Jackie Owens, Louis Armstrong. Not just the first in some instances, but the greatest that ever did it. When the next person comes along that possesses this ability, we can automatically say this is going to be the next so-and-so of whatever facet, sport, musician, dancing, whatever that is. We somehow automatically compare another great person with who we feel personally is the greatest. This can sometimes cause us to push the next person to be greater. A person can take this as an honor and say that, hey, they are comparing me to the great so-and-so. However, it at times also causes an unnecessary challenge and beef when the people compared by others can't handle the competition imposed upon them that they didn't even ask for. Glad to say the people I'll talk about here have no personal beef that I know of. I do, however, know that Lebron James never compared himself to nor sought the competition of the great Michael Jordan, but is compared to him aggressively.
What's that on that beat? Go.
Jordan, tongue out. As that tongue goes out, you know something's going to happen. Pippen gets it to Michael Jordan. Look at his tongue out over Alonzo Mourning. Yes! And after he comes makes on Wilson, backs him out ahead of the goal with a scissor dribble here to lost it. Now takes it right side, cuts back left down the line.
Lebron James with authority, and they're standing here in Miami. That's LeBron James with authority, and they're standing here in Miami. Hello, Ben McLemore.
Ben McLemore says, my goodness, I thought I was ready for that, but I guess I wasn't.
Ben, I told you you're going to be a star in this league.
It's unbelievable.
And a different way to score. Coming off baseline.
Oh, he does it again. Throws it right up to the rim. James comes flying in from the right corner. And another dunk. It was a dunk-a-thon Friday night. They're starting it again here this afternoon. Game over. Can Wilt do that in his 100 years? Chicago.
A Smith screen. Coaching will defend. Oh! LeBron James with no regard for human life has given the Cavaliers their biggest lead.
On the open shot. And chipped it to the rim.
Again, I never saw nor heard LeBron James comparing himself to Michael Jordan. As we've seen earlier, they both are very powerful players and influential on and off of the courts. But still on the court for a minute, I believe in and live my life by mathematics. Why? Because math doesn't lie. 2 + 2 = 4 anywhere in the universe. So according to the stats of each player head to head, let's see what the numbers say as provided by landofbasketball.com.
我的螳螂拳，你见识过？螳螂拳只有一形，让你见识见识少林的实心拳。一样是少林学艺，东院的师傅是怎么教你的？1年多没见，怎么一点长进都没有？我的螳螂拳，你见识过？螳螂拳只有一形，让你见识见识少林的实心拳。一样是少林学艺，东院的师傅是怎么教你的
？Those head-to-head stats were performed by landofbasketball.com. They're not mine. And again, I'm sure that even LeBron would agree that people do, but numbers don't lie. This allowed Jordan, along with his phenomenal skills, to accomplish the following. And let me add that as far as I have read and or heard, the greatest thing I have ever heard Michael Jordan say is that he didn't do all this alone. He did this as a team.
Look at the air. Look at the hang time.
People always debated, who's the greatest player of all time? Dumb question. It should be, who's the greatest team of all time? You know, there are so many teams to choose from. The 91 Chicago Bulls, sorry Showtime. The 92 Bulls, back-to-back. The 93 Bulls, first three-peat. The 97 Bulls, even with the flu. 98 Bulls, no push-off. And my favorite, the 96 Chicago Bulls. 72 wins. Tough to beat that. What? You think there's someone else? Prove it.
Jordan got the game in 1986, and his last game was April 16, 2003. LeBron James' first year was in 2003, and he still plays today. That is a total of 18 years in the game for Michael Jordan and 14 and still counting for LeBron James. Mike got 6 championship rings with one team. LeBron got 3 with 2 different teams. Is it too late for LeBron to get 6 in a row with one team like Mike did? Is it too late? I don't think so, but I really doubt if it will be done. Not taking anything away from him. These two guys have performed phenomenal feats in this game, and again, numbers don't lie. But I take this to another level. My mother always taught me that it's not just what I have in the monetary fashion, nor in a single attribute, but what one does with either and both. In the 18 years Mike was in the game, and even today, how many times have you seen Mike with the less fortunate? How many times has he donated to the cause of the people that actually assist him in making him billions of dollars? The Michael Jordans. Who has he donated to with finances or his personal time? You'll see quotes and videos I found. He spends time with children at his school that actually costs from $500 to $2,000. That actually and still takes away from those who spend their money with him. Oh, I forgot. He said he doesn't do it for them anyway. He donated $2 million to the investigators of civil rights and the police retaliations or relations who actually cover much of what happens to the people that support him and are actually participants in many of the injustices happening. And he gave $5 million to an already multi-million or multi-billion dollar museum. And even the possible donation, I'm going to say possible because I haven't found it out to be so yet. I've looked for it, not looking for trouble, but just to see if it was real. The possible donation of $200 million in privatized prisons.
Hey guys, it's Ty. Thanks for watching The Fumble. It's official, Michael Jordan is still cold-blooded as ever. Over the weekend, Chris Paul was hosting MJ's flight school and decided to make a deal with the kids. Michael Jordan gets 6 shots. If he misses 3 of them, every kid in the whole camp gets a pair of Jordan sneakers. I see what's going on here. This almost seems like a setup to give the kids a pair of sneakers, right? Wrong. Jordan didn't miss 1 shot. Not 1. He doesn't care. Not even for the kids. Cold-blooded assassin. CP3 tried to save the day by making another bet. If he makes all of his shots, all of the kids get shoes. Yay! But he missed. So there was one last shred of hope for the kids. If Derek Fisher, who was also there, makes all of his shots, the kids get their kicks. He also missed. The only one to make all of his shots was the oldest one out there, but that's why they call him the GOAT. By the way, we don't know if the kids ever got their J's.
I'm not bashing, and I look for everything, but these are some of the things that I found. Nothing has been donated, nor systems put up in play for the underprivileged kids, nor his people as a whole. Everything he does continuously takes money from the communities that spend the most with him and that need him the most. Does he even understand the part he can play in building his people? Or as the woman states in the video pertaining to giving kids the shoes, he just really doesn't care. Is this true? Now y'all see, I'm not making this stuff up. I'm looking for, I'm not looking for the negative. I'm looking for actually everything positive that I can possibly present pertaining to both situations. And like I said, like my mom said, it's not what you can do with an attribute. It's not what you possess monetarily. It's not what you possess with things. But it's what you do with whatever it is that you have. And with this next LeBron James thing, I'm going to just let this roll for a minute.
Hey guys, what's going on? For Complex News, I'm Tamara Dia. Last night was a memorable one for a Boston Celtics fan who was honored during the Celtics vs. Cleveland Cavaliers game in TD Garden. According to ESPN, 16-year-old Aaron Miller has undergone thousands of hours of surgery and rehabilitation due to a medical condition that doctors projected would paralyze him for life. Miller, who plays basketball and golf for his high school, beat the odds and proved to be an inspiration for the crowd that gave him a standing ovation after his emotional story played on the Jumbotron during a timeout. Another person on the court was also touched by Miller's story. Cavaliers star LeBron James, who made his way over to the other side of the court, much to the delight of the team.
LeBron James, after the young man got a standing ovation, went over to pay tribute, and a huge reaction from the young man who was voted MVP of a recent Special Olympics event. So really a neat moment.
In a post-game interview, LeBron explained, "I looked up by the Jumbotron and I saw what Miller had been through and where he is now. I think the doctor said he would never walk again or talk again. I looked up there and right from there it became so much more than basketball." LeBron came back to find Miller after the game when he noticed the team was wearing a pair of Nike Zoom Soldier 8 Fly-E's, shoes that LeBron helped to design specifically for teens with disabilities. "He also had my shoes on. I designed those shoes for kids with conditions where they can't tie their own shoestrings, and he had a pair on." LeBron, who helped lead the Cavaliers to a win with 24 points and 7 rebounds that evening, came back to Miller after the game and gifted him with his game-worn sneakers. Opening night, LeBron 13. "When I saw his story, it was just like, I don't know, I felt I was a part of him. Just showing my respect. Gave him my shoes. It was well received by him. It was not for you guys or the fans. It was for him. A night Miller will surely never forget." That's the news for now, but for all of your uplifting sports highlights, be sure to subscribe to Complex on YouTube.
That qualifying students who complete his I Promise program will receive 4-year scholarships to the university. There are 1,100 students involved in the program, which means LBJ's foundation, in conjunction with the university and JP Morgan Chase, will be shelling out a lot of dough for a wonderful cause. Hats off to LeBron and his partners.
This little girl can now shoot for the stars in a facility made possible by LeBron James and his foundation. It's a safe place for kids to enjoy after school. The LeBron James Clubhouse provides various programs for children to learn and grow, and its impact has resonated throughout the Akron community.
That donation has changed this community. We're operating at capacity. We're running out of tables and chairs. There's so many kids coming here every day after school.
Club director James Warner gave me a personal tour of the building that houses a reading room, game room, computer lab, state-of-the-art gym, walls appropriately decorated with images of LeBron, and the popular Kids at Art Room, where they do everything from painting to pottery.
LeBron has a gigantic heart, and he's reached back and he wants to help as many of these kids as possible. And we're just a tool based on his generous donation to help these kids make their dreams come true.
Adrian Richmond has been coming to this particular Boys and Girls Club since he was 11 years old, before the renovations. So to see the improvements now.
Oh, it means a lot. I mean, I'm a big Bron fan. I've been coming here for so long. Then to see him come redo the gym, it was a good thing.
LeBron has visited the clubhouse several times, and Warner says the excitement of the kids is like
someone has come down from heaven. The kids laugh. They hang on his every word when he tells them to do good in school, when he stops by in the gym and he's playing basketball with them. Those are stories that they talk about for months and months and months.
And the one thing they all say, from the very young to the still young at heart,
join the Miami Heat.
Thank you.
What has he done for the city? He stood on people in Cleveland. Everybody kept bowing down to him. You're the King James. You're the man.
This really diminishes his legacy so much, man.
James watched it himself in his bedroom. Afterwards, it was a pretty quiet night.
I didn't want to have to deal with anyone because everyone knew how big of a fan I was. I was upset, but not long after I realized that I'm a LeBron fan. I'm going to support his decision.
He was a LeBron fan no matter where LeBron went, and he was going to be a LeBron fan if he was in Cleveland. He was going to be a LeBron fan if he was in Miami.
Temperatures here in Cleveland are raw and bitter with nearly a 100% chance of rage.
I paid an arm and a leg for tickets. There was a lot of hate going towards LeBron.
He wore LeBron's Miami Heat shirt, and it was rough.
It was the angriest crowd in the history of sports.
Me and my dad actually almost got into a fight with a couple guys. The hate was masking how they really felt, which is they were more upset because they, like me too, wanted to see him win in Cleveland and know Cleveland could win with him. Then I heard the quote when the reporters asked him, how would you feel about playing in Cleveland again?
The comments you made yesterday about maybe coming back here, why should the fans believe that?
You know what, I'm concentrating on this season. You know, like I said, the question was asked, I answered it truthfully.
And so I started thinking, like, he doesn't truly know how the fans here feel. And I wanted to find some type of way to show him.
There'll be days that will excite and make you dream of me at night.
Well, this is the fourth return of LeBron James.
I knew it was illegal. I knew it would be frowned upon. This is probably the nervous I've ever been.
We got a fan on the floor. Oh, my goodness.
Out of the corner of my eye, I see some kid wearing a white t-shirt, and my first thought was, uh-oh, this kid is gonna try to kill LeBron.
When I seen it, I said, what an idiot. I said, he's going to jail.
I was furious, and that's the only thing I could tell you. I was furious at him.
There was something written on that shirt, and it said, come home, LeBron.
No, we don't want you back. And then I thought, well, wait a minute. What was LeBron's reaction to that?
I just tapped him, and when he looked at me, I said, we miss you here, LeBron. Come back home. If you want to come back, we'll support you. That's when the security got to me very quickly, and LeBron actually kind of put his hand up, almost like, hold on, reached out, gave me a high five, gave me like a little hug, tapped me on the back of my head, and I was banned for life from the Quicken Loans Arena. I had to spend time in jail.
He said he missed me, and come back, please. And I didn't have much time to say much to him because, you know, the security got to him, but, you know, I patted him on the head.
People didn't think it was cool to admit that they wanted LeBron back. Maybe that kid that went out there was the thing that got the ball rolling on the whole thing.
James Blair made himself into a symbol of how Cleveland felt about LeBron.
I was more or less the first person to come out and kind of show how I felt, and I wasn't afraid to show that. And by me doing that, a lot of people kind of followed in suit.
Nobody 4 years ago ever thought we would be in this spot, so here it is today. It finally feels good to talk about something positive in Cleveland sports.
If he wants, he can take a small percentage of credit for getting LeBron back. And I think James Blair's work is done. I think he's accomplished his mission.
For your love, I
I received a certified letter, and it was from the Cleveland Cavs, and it just said that I was allowed back in the arena. I would never run on the court again, but I probably am going to make a shirt along the lines of welcome back. From the day he left, I always said he'd come back. They thought I was crazy.
As you can see, after each clip, I showed me in both pairs of shoes. Jordan when I was 18, 19 years old, so those were not the retros of today, but the originals. And I was kind of doing my thing back then, so can you imagine how many pairs I purchased? You also see the LBJs, so I don't hate either of these guys, but support them both. Again, however, what my mother said has stuck in me to where it is not just the attribute nor the finances one may have, but how they use them. Jordan has been making millions with his God-given and trained attributes for 31 years and continuously takes away. LeBron has been making millions with his God-given and trained attributes, just as Jordan has, but only been in the game for 14 years and has done nothing but giving back. Again, numbers don't lie. And I love what Jordan has done to and for the game. But as that guy in the last video states, I'm a fan of LeBron James' lifestyle for life, no matter what team he goes to.